Just keep flapping your wings! You got it, Mothra! Just keep flapping your wings! Welcome back, everybody. Now, this is the 7th episode, and we're getting pretty deep into the series, so I think it's about time we introduce a monster that may be as well known as Godzilla. It's time for Mothra, baby. The movie begins with a typhoon tearing up the coast of Japan. After the storm, we are introduced to our characters, a writer and a photographer for a local newspaper reporting on the damage caused by the opening credits, high winds, and giant words.
What are you taking a picture of? What is that thing?
I've no idea, really. It's very pretty, don't you think? I like that contrast against the wreckage.
They both come across a strange object in the rubble that could be either a new candy invented by Willy Wonka or an outer layer of a giant Easter egg. It turns out to be the latter, since a giant Easter egg is seen offshore.
Let's go! Yes! All right! Let's go! All right!
The local townspeople retrieve the egg and immediately sell it to this big shot millionaire.
I bought this egg. It belongs to our company now.
You bought it?
Damn, that was quick. It was like 2 seconds after they retrieved it. The millionaire wants to exploit the egg for tourism, but our characters, now joined by a scientist, insist on hiding the egg for their children to find. I mean, study it for science.
All right. Take my picture. That picture ought to be excellent, huh?
They fail to convince the asshole to use it for science and wonder if this millionaire is really the one pulling the strings. They follow him to the hotel he's staying at to investigate their theory. We then immediately see that they're right, and the millionaire is just a puppet for this guy. Who's a billionaire, I guess. They discuss their plans to build a theme park around the egg, but are interrupted by mysterious voices.
It's perfect.
It's wrong.
Did you say anything?
What you're planning is wrong. You must return the egg. Please, return the egg. You must return it.
Spies.
Yes, we're being watched by spies. Let's go check on the money that we're stashing away in this hotel.
Gentlemen, we beg you, please return the egg.
Oh, look!
So unsurprisingly, the voices aren't coming from spies, but rather these extras from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The little women end up escaping while our reporter barges in because he thought the ruckus that he heard was them fighting.
What's the matter? Nothing. Get out of here. This happens to be none of your business. Go on. Get out. I just wanted to know and stay out.
After the confrontation, our characters regroup and discuss how they can stop the millionaire-billionaire duo from exploiting the egg.
He hides behind the scenes. He has influence. He's well acquainted with all the big politicians in the city.
What the hell are they doing in the woods? Anyways, they just so happen to come across the little women who claim to be fairies and are ambassadors for an island off of Japan's shore. And apparently the egg isn't for Easter. It actually belongs to their guardian lord and savior, a giant moth named Mothra.
Oh, over there!
I love how Mothra's just sitting in the woods. Moving on, our characters go to a lab and seem to be testing out a love potion.
Why did you put us in there?
They were radioactive.
We were.
Yes, so we decontaminated you.
Oops, never mind. They have been covered in radiation since the beginning of the movie. May God have mercy on their souls. So they got the radiation from the material they found earlier, and decide not to only go back to the site to see if the radiation is lingering, but to also skip out on wearing any protective gear. They must be a little new at this science thing. Not much later, there's a strange rumble underground. What? Godzilla lives in the ocean. What's he doing playing in the dirt? For some reason, Mothra and the fairies book it out of there, and Godzilla begins rampaging through Japan rather clumsily.
There is the thing. It might defeat Godzilla.
We could go to the island, but it's no guarantee that the thing will do anything to help us overcome it.
The reason why they keep calling Mothra the Thing is because the original American release for this movie was called Godzilla vs. the Thing, which I don't really get. It's obviously not a thing, it's a moth. Why don't they just call it a moth? If a little kid walked up to me and showed me a picture of Mothra, asking what this thing is, I'd say that thing is a fucking moth. So while the military tries its damnedest to aim at Godzilla, our characters visit the island to ask for Mothra's assistance. They are greeted by Aboriginals who don't want to help, but the Little Women say otherwise, cementing the fact Aboriginals have no say in things no matter where they live. We cut back to our capitalist villains who are having a disagreement about money. The billionaire shoots the millionaire, and the billionaire gets killed by Godzilla. And that's it, the bad guys are dead. Shit, that was easy. The characters get back to the egg, which Godzilla is getting dangerously close to, when finally Mothra joins the fray. The fight? It's pretty bad, honestly. All they do is wave their arms, flap their wings, and Mothra tugs on Godzilla's tail for a little bit. Apparently, this Mothra is dying soon, and the only moves she has is Gusty and Sand Attack, neither of which are very effective against Godzilla. Oh, and Mothra doesn't shut the fuck up. Godzilla damages Mothra with his breath, and what the hell happened there? The army then jumps in and intervenes with electricity and a net. Or 2 nets. Or 3 nets! Jesus Christ, it's like they're trying to keep Godzilla from seeing where he's going, but all they have are goddamn nets. While Godzilla's busy, Mothra flies over and dies on her egg. So sad. But the egg begins to hatch not 1, but 2 baby Mothras who look like... What's with Godzilla monsters looking like pieces of shit lately? So the army fails, and apparently Godzilla's headed toward this island where of course a class of fucking kindergartners were left stranded. Teacher of the year, everyone. Knowing their mother was killed by atomic breath, the baby Mothras go after the only thing that could have killed their mother with atomic breath. The battle between Godzilla and the 2 babies goes down, which is okay, I guess. It's pretty funny watching one of them get flung around like a 6-year-old's pet snake, but otherwise the fight's pretty underwhelming. The kindergartners are able to get away while the babies use string shot on Godzilla, who ultimately loses the battle by falling back into the ocean. And for once, the movie doesn't end with Godzilla going home, but with the 2 babies and Little Women saying adios. That's Mothra vs. Godzilla. And I'm gonna be terribly honest, I don't like this movie. And I feel bad because it's a classic. It's the first time Mothra and Godzilla are going at it. It's only the 4th movie in the entire series. It's honestly a must-watch if you're a Godzilla fan, but as a movie in itself, it's just boring. The Godzilla fight isn't that great with Godzilla versus Mothra, and even with the babies. It's just not very entertaining. And it's really weird when they deviate to the kindergartners in the last, 20 minutes of the movie. These are characters we didn't meet at all earlier in the movie. They're just random people that we're supposed to care about. And honestly, that kind of ruins the movie for me. It's really not that entertaining. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a classic. It's the first time Mothra and Godzilla go at it, so if you're a Godzilla fan, it's a mandatory watch. And Mothra's one of the most famous monsters out of the Godzilla series. Everybody knows Mothra. So you're probably wondering why I haven't touched on other monsters that may not be as well known as Mothra, but they're pretty damn well known. And, well, there's 30 movies to go, and I'll get to those monsters. We'll get to them. Trust me, we'll get to them.